connoisseurs enlightening information. So we take your information and we expand on it on a regular basis. So it's good for you to come and share your knowledge because that's what we do here. We share knowledge and information to help individuals become higher valued individuals, not just based on financial status, but based off of personal growth as well. Uh, so if you're watching us from Twitter or Twitch, I want to make sure that because I sit over here thinking, am I missing something? Yes, I am. Make sure that you guys hit the follow buttons over there, hit the like buttons over there, because showing support for the show on all platforms. This is a highly interactive platform, so your comments will be seen over here in this area, and then the ones that I'm addressing at the time will be seen over here. So you will be able to um, communicate and then see the responses from the other individuals. So we have had from time to time cross brand communications on the platform. So it is highly encouraged for us to just keep the conversation going throughout the night. Typically about an hour to 2 hours long, depending on how much interaction we have and how much information we have to provide. I think we have had an average of 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours in some weeks when we had a lot of stuff to go over. And, I have nothing to do after this, so we can run through it. So let's start tonight with a question. What if the solo grind isn't the real path to scaling your business or fast tracking your career? What if everything you've been told about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps is just wrong? We love to celebrate the lone genius, the solo founder burning the midnight oil. But what if that's the slowest, hardest, most painful way to get anything, especially if you're trying to get something meaningful done? What if the secret to explosive growth, the kind of growth that feels less like a grueling climb and more like a rocket launch, isn't about working harder, but about who you're working with? You've probably heard the famous sayings from Jim Rohn. You are the average of the five people you spend the most time with. I've said that on the show quite a few times. Michael says, and we sell it to a third party. It's good. Take the information from me and sell it to a third party. Make yourself some money. We usually think of this passively as if our success is just a byproduct of our environment. But what if we made it an active business strategy? What if instead of letting our five be determined by chance, we built the circle with the same intention we'd use to build a company? So, this is about why a tiny, dedicated circle of people might be the most powerful engine for business and personal growth you've ever considered. It's not just a theory, it's a hidden pattern behind world changing companies, legendary innovation, and massive fortunes. And by the end of tonight's show, I'm not just going to convince you why you need this. I am going to give you the exact actionable steps to build or find a circle of your own. So let's start with the problem. You have a goal, pretty big one. Maybe it's scaling your business from six figures to seven. Maybe it's breaking through a career plateau that's kept you stuck for years. Or maybe it's finally launching that venture you've been dreaming about. You're smart, you're driven, and you're willing to put in the work. So you grind, you hustle, you read the business books, watch the seminars, wake up at 5 a.m. and answer emails late into the night. And you're making progress, but it's slow progress. And it feels like a battle that you're fighting in total isolation. When you hit a revenue wall, you're the only one there to figure out how to break through it. When you lose motivation after a setback, there's no one to reignite that fire. One of the reasons why I get here when I get here. There's no one else here to be like, call time, 5 minutes. You know what I mean? When you have a breakthrough idea for a new product at 2 a.m., there's no one to share it with, to build on, to challenge its assumptions. You're operating in a strategic vacuum, and your feedback loop is slow, if it even exists at all. Accountability is zero, except for immense pressure you put on yourself, which usually leads to burnout, not breakthrough. And you feel like you're pushing a massive boulder uphill alone. Yeah, this will be about networking appropriately. Because as we talked about networking a month or so ago, networking can aid you in acquiring positive and healthy relationships. Remember, I don't know if you remember when Mixed Martial Arts was up here and he was, talking about how he was trying to yet again uh, hook up with some guy at the gym. He was telling us how he needed to know that this person was his type before he affiliated with him. And I kept trying to explain to him, you don't know what you're getting yourself into until you've gotten yourself into it. So through the process of networking, you find the value in people. You interact with those people, and then based on their value, you determine which ones you're going to keep and which ones you're going to dismiss. Even in relationships, if you find a person that you might be able to benefit from financially, but that person isn't a romantic interest, it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to dismiss you altogether. We can do some business ventures together. Whereas some situations it's like, oh well, I might have not have found any hookups in this particular location, but the person that I'm talking to knows somebody who knows what I'm interested in, and they might introduce me, which then through networking, I might find what I'm looking for, not directly with the person that I was talking to, but indirectly through somebody that is in their network. One of the golden gooses of networking. Because to be beneficial to my network, I have to be able to find out what I can do for them. Then, after that, I need to be able to assess what can I benefit from them. Sometimes benefits aren't immediate, but through those networks, I am capable of having my network me to other individuals that were outside of my network. Second, third time removed from my network, I could find myself meeting a celebrity because they knew somebody who knew somebody who knew me. I could find myself shaking hands with some very famous, very popular individuals because I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew me. But if I refuse to interact with anybody and I refuse to engage with anybody, I may come to find myself with a very limited network that does not promote me. And if that network doesn't promote me, how can I expand? So yeah, we're going to be talking about networking today. It's a huge scenario, but we're approaching it from a different scenario. We're approaching it from a different angle today. So, what if you could turn that boulder into a rocket ship, right? What if the secret wasn't more solo effort, but the right kind of collective energy? Solution is going to be a small group, a mastermind, an inner circle, a personal board of directors. The name doesn't really matter. What matters is the principle. A dedicated circle of 3 to 5 people, all committed to mutual, professional, and personal growth. This isn't just a support group for complaining, it's a high performance engine for achievements. Michael says a really hot read is the I pencil essay. It affects everything in your life. I might have to talk to somebody about getting my hands on that book. While we're dropping books out. Michael, you already know. Here they come. There's always how to retire off of dividends and live off of 8%. This one's going to be by Brett Owens and Tom Jacobs. I forgot to try to see if I can get Tom Jacobs up on the show, telling you about exactly what we deal with on a regular basis: stocks, bonds, investment opportunities. And he's got a few hundred pages of information here that could help you put together everything you need, spreadsheets and all, to give you exactly what you're looking for finances. We also had Crypto Land, Alice in Crypto Land. This one is about Bitcoin ETF and other financial curiosities, how to set up your crypto wallets and other such stuff in a nifty comic book form. Yeah, take a look at that. Yeah. And I can't talk about books without talking about the throwback to the 80s, the bodaciously true Teller story from Chris Orcutt. I'm just trying to tell you, we're some big readers over here. We should start a book club. It's very impressive, very impressive. It said networking gives you leverage. It gives you all kinds of leverage. It breaks through opportunities that you never knew existed. A good old fashioned handshake, not the fist bump, not the forearm crash, you know, not the bro hug. Good old fashioned handshake. That's old school. Some people forgot what those look like. Now, this concept is anything but new because back in the 1930s, author Napoleon Hill studied the world's most successful people from yeah, Andrew Carnegie to Henry Ford, and found a common thread he called the mastermind. And he defined it as the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work towards a definite purpose. I want to say definitive purpose, but it's a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. So I'm going to say it again: the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work towards a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. Okay. And these titans of industry understood that no single CEO has all the answers. And they knew that when you bring minds together, you don't just add their power, you multiply it. And you create a third greater mind capable of solving bigger problems faster. And that's the principle we're going to unpack, modernize, and make actionable for your career right now today. He said, "Where's that book? You already know." Rolling out all these books. So, why is a small group so much more powerful than one person or even a corporate team of 50? It comes down to a few core principles that create an environment primed for explosive growth in your business and personal life. So let's call it the hidden physics of small groups. Let's first remember the 500 and something people in the Congress right now that has been locked for almost 2 months. They do not have a mastermind concept because they're not all working together for the same common goal. They all have hidden agendas, they all have individualistic goals, and they're debating amongst each other, trying to see if they can keep everything that they wanted from each other. Crazy, right? Instead of everybody having the same plan. So think about how information travels in a large organization. It's like a game of telephone. An idea starts in one department, gets filtered through middle management, is interpreted in an email chain, and by the time decisions is made, the original insight is gone. Good ideas die in committee, urgent problems get lost in bureaucracy, In a small group, communication is a superhighway. Information flows directly in real time with total clarity. There are no layers, no politics. And when you have a business problem, like raising customer churn or marketing campaigns that isn't converting, you can bring it to the group and get immediate, unfiltered feedback from four other smart, dedicated minds. You can diagnose the problems and find solutions in minutes, not months. Oh, you're talking about Dale Carnage in 1939, How to Win Friends and Influence Others. Yeah, so there's a second Carnage. Look at that. We're all on the same page here, rolling through. There's far less noise in a small group, especially if it's a small group of individuals with the same common goal. If everybody's working towards the same common goal, even if it was two people and you both don't agree, you're not getting anywhere. But if you have five people with the same goal, with the same objectives, even if that objective is to make money, if all of you are working together towards that, all of you are not shooting down each other's ideas just because they have one. You're like, yeah, let's see how we can make your idea possible. Let's see how much it costs versus how somebody else's idea costs. My the cheapest idea might be plan A, and then the more costly idea might be plan B. No idea gets thrown out if we can find a way to make it work. It sounds like Congress. Oh man, this I got to do it. Here we go. The sparkling wine from Welch's. I gotta tell you, this is so good right now. I'm just telling y'all because I'm over here getting my drink on it. I don't want the non-alcoholic. I don't want y'all to understand because I don't want you two to be like, "Oh, you can't be doing that on the show." I'll be sitting over here pouring myself a drink, same drink that I give to the kids. It's like, come on over here and get you some of this. It is pour a little bit of something over here with grapefruit juice with some carbonation in it. Good for the soul, clears out the esophagus. We're gonna go ahead and get into this negotiation thing. Pay attention for me real quick. This direct communication is the lifeblood of agility. Startups pay millions for agile frameworks, but the core of being agile is a fast, clear communication loop. A small group has this built in because I mean the five of you typically have each other in a group chat. You guys are on speed dial with one another. Y'all do group calls. Y'all probably do meetups on a regular basis and y'all collaborate in person. And then from that collaboration, same day or the next day, start taking immediate action upon the discussion. You can test a new business idea, get feedback, tweak your strategy, and adapt in a matter of days, not quarters. You could say, "Hey, I was looking at the audience depreciate over the last week or so. Oh, what? Let's go take a look. We should have talked. We should have looked at this 4 days ago." And you know, looking at the algorithm, brainstorming, how do we make this better, kind of situation, and come up with a solution by the end of the week, right? And this speed is a massive competitive advantage. You stop guessing and start pressure testing your ideas against a trusted counsel, letting you move with both speed and confidence. That's right, brainstorming. In a big company or a large social network, it's easy to disappear. You can fade into the background and let others carry the weight. But anybody who's ever played a mass multiplayer role playing game and you were on there with an alliance or a guild or a group of some sort, and you guys were trying to vote on what time you guys are going to start the alliance events, you clearly understand that it takes like 2 weeks to get everything going. because nobody's on at the same time. Nobody responds when they should respond. Half the people don't even participate in group activities. When you're doing things on a large scale, you have less productivity. He says, why not? Everyone else is on YouTube drunk. Oh, well, I didn't know that. I seen guidelines that said that we can't do that and get advertisement paid. So I don't know. I don't know. You do make a good point though. Why not? Probably because I'm black. They probably want me to do it because I'm black. But psychologists call this social loafing. People put in less effort in a large group because their individual contribution feels diluted and less visible, so they don't try as much. A small group is a no hiding zone because, I mean, shit's got to get done. We need your help. Your input and your progress aren't just noticed, they're essential to the group's function. When you commit to a business goal, like I will increase my sales pipeline by 20% this month in front of four other people you respect, you create a powerful psychological contract, not a written contract, but you're duty bound by the group. You said you was going to bring this up by 20%. It's at 15. Where's the other five? Group accountability. You're no longer just accountable to yourself. You're accountable to the rest of the people you made that statement to. According to a study by the American Society of Training and Development, you have a 65% chance of completing a goal if you simply commit to someone. Committing to that goal in front of someone, but your chances of success shoots up to 95% if you have a specific accountability appointment with that person, meaning that you don't just say I'm going to do this, you tell them I'm going to do this within this time frame. A weekly mastermind meeting is the ultimate accountability appointment. You know that in 7 days, you're going to be looking your circle in the eye and they are going to ask, did you do what you said you were going to do? That simple question is one of the most powerful motivators on the planet. It's not about shame, it's about a positive social pressure that pushes you to keep the promise you make to yourself, which is far more different than the peer pressure of smoking your first blunt, picking up your first cigarette, taking your first shot, consuming your first Molly, ecstasy, lower tab 12, taking shrooms for the first time, jump off this bridge, break into this building, take that TV, steal this car, let's go for a joyride, put this in your pocket and walk away with it. All of the illegal things that we can convince ourselves to do. You go, girl, feminism, girl power, fuck that guy over. All of the things that you can do negatively. We're actually talking about positive peer pressure. Completely different dynamic, right? He said, I'm over here on YouTube talking to myself. Happy Saturday night. Well, you're not talking to myself, you're talking to me, and you're talking to quite a few 100,000 people that are lurking and not communicating, which is very interesting to me because I'm sitting over here like this, the numbers are pretty high, and yet they like to stay silent and observe. So, all right, some of them prefer to listen in the background, and then some of them get caught up by them commercials. So you never know. Uh, what page are we on? Gotta share. Got my feet done this evening, relaxing. We're on page 22 of 71. That's Look, don't worry, you ain't the only person. I got my foot massager right below deck. I'm sitting feet in the water with the bubblies and stuff, enjoying my afternoon. Now, there's a proverb as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another, right? Y'all heard of that one. This is the core of the amplifier effect. When you're grinding alone, you're one piece of iron trying to sharpen yourself against a stone. It's a slow and ineffective process, very inefficient. In a small group, you have multiple pieces of iron striking against each other, creating sparks of insight and making everyone's edge sharper. That's right. Delegate. Because every voice has uh, been heard, engagement skyrockets. You're not a passive spectator, you're an active participant in each other's success. So when one member lands a huge client, the whole group celebrates, creating shared momentum. When one member is struggling with a business challenge, the group doesn't just offer sympathy, they rally with tangible solutions, different perspectives, and collective wisdom. If it just is a lack of manpower, they get in there and put that extra manpower in to get that job done. One person might have marketing expertise, another operational genius, a third, a deeper network of contacts. This support system is critical for building the resilience needed for long term entrepreneurship. This environment also creates a healthy form of constructive conflict. A great inner circle won't just pat you on the back. They'll question your assumptions, point out the blind spots in your business model, and push you to think bigger. They force you to defend your ideas, which makes your ideas stronger. They see possibilities for you that you can't see for yourself. This mix of support and challenge is where real growth happens. Trust is the currency of high stakes collaborations. In large groups, trust is slow to build and easily broken. In a small, curated circle, trust can be built incredibly fast. And this is because small groups are the perfect environment to create what psychologists call psychological safety. Psychological safety is the shared belief that it's safe to take professional and personal risks within the group. This means you can share a half baked business idea without being ridiculed. It means you can admit you missed a financial projection without being judged. It means you can be vulnerable and ask for help on a leadership challenge without looking weak. When psychological safety is high, creativity and innovation explodes. People stop uh, posturing and start problem solving. When we're in situations where nobody wants to feel stupid, so everybody starts peacocking and pushing each other and debating, and they start going into situations where whose degree is more substantiated and who's got more certification in what scenario. If I have 1,000 certifications, it doesn't make me no better or no worse than the person sitting next to me. We are all supposed to be in this together. We're all supposed to be working towards the common goal. But if we're not working towards a common goal, then we will fail as a group. But we're not supposed to fail as a group. We are supposed to succeed as a group. So if we're not succeeding as a group, we need to work together as a group and find a way as a group to benefit from each other's knowledge, skill set, and effort so that we can reach the success that we're aiming for. In your circle, you build deep, authentic relationships that go beyond shallow networking. And this is about really knowing the people that you're on a journey with. This intimacy allows for a level of honesty that's impossible in a larger setting. You can share the messy truth, the doubts, the financial pressures, the personal struggles behind the business. And this vulnerability doesn't just build bonds, it accelerates the learning. Because when one entrepreneur shares a costly failure, the other four learn the lesson without having to suffer the same pain. The modern business world moves incredibly fast, and the ability to make good decisions quickly and act on them is a modern superpower. Larger organizations are inherently slow, and an idea has to go up the chain, get multiple approvals, and by the time it gets a green light, the market opportunity is gone. A small group is the ultimate agile team. You can bring a challenge to your group, brainstorm solutions, decide on a course of action, and commit to the first step, all in a single hour's meeting. There's no bureaucracy, no layers of approval, just a small dedicated team of peers moving with purpose. So think of it as the difference between a giant cargo ship and a speedboat. A cargo ship is powerful, but it takes miles to turn. Speedboat can pivot on a dime. In a fast changing market, you want to be the speedboat. This ability to constantly experiment, get immediate feedback, and rapidly iterate is the engine of explosive growth. You're not waiting for permission or stuck in analyst paralysis, meaning that you're consistently just researching without ever taking action on the research. You are constantly in a circle of action, feedback, and refinement that leaves your solo competitors in the dust. Okay, the idea of an inner circle is expiring, but inspiration without action is just entertainment. As I've said before, faith without works is dead. So, how do you actually do it? How do you go from being a solo operator to having your own personal board of directors? You build your circle. And if you're building your circle, it isn't passive, it's an act of deliberate creation. You are the architect. And it breaks down into three phases: design, search, and structure. Before you can find the right people, you need a blueprint. A house built without one will collapse. A group formed without a clear purpose will fizzle out. So just trying to find five people to roll with ain't the idea. It's to find out what you're rolling for. And then finding the five people that'll roll with that is the objective. So the first step, define your big purpose. What is the number one objective of this group? Be specific. Are we going to grow the business? Because that's too vague. Is the goal for every member to double their revenue in 18 months, to successfully transition from employee to full time entrepreneur, to launch and secure funding for a new tech product? This big purpose is your new North Star. It guides every decision, especially who you invite. So, step two, create your ideal member avatar. Now that you know the what, you need to define the who. Don't think names yet, think traits, experience level. That's the first thing you want to look into. A common mistake is mixing a seasoned CEO with someone just starting out. A mastermind is a group of peers. The value comes from mutual exchange, not just one way mentorship. So find people who are at a similar stage in their business or career journey, facing similar challenges. Then you want a mindset and value. This is more important than skills. Are you looking for people with a growth mindset who take ownership and value radical honesty? Commitment and confidentiality are non negotiables. Your group's values or its immune system. A clash in core values will create toxicity and destroy trust. Diversity and skill set is going to then take its turn in your identification of traits. So while you want to share your values, you want to, or more so need to diversify your perspectives. So a group of five founders with the exact same background is an echo chamber. So if we all came from the same walks of life, we've been through the same things, we know the same stuff. One person says something and everybody else says yes because we've all been through it. We all agree to it. We're all on the same page from day one. No new concepts, no new ideas, no alternative perspectives because we all come from the same direction. The magic happens when a marketing genius, a sales veteran, a financial whiz, and an operation expert all look at the same business problem, different walks of life, different experiences, different backgrounds, different approaches, now all coming together. Then we need to assess commitment levels because this is the ultimate filter. You need people who will make the group a priority. So this means showing up prepared, being fully present, and actively contributing to everyone else's success. Someone who is too busy will drain the group's energy and break the cycle of accountability. So you got to write these traits down, and you now have a blueprint for your perfect group. Are we live? Yes, sir, we are live. What time do we got right now? It is um 11:54 Eastern Standard Time. We are live off the east coast of Florida. Yes, are we live? Having problems on my end. Oh, you're having problems on your end? Cause it looks like we're still working. Did you experience a freeze? Because I don't recall seeing us short out at any point. What did you miss something? Did I stop talking for you? Because I can always go back and say it again. Because I don't want you to miss out. Let me know. So with my this and that cup. This is a, this has been a branded show all day. Too many moments is like gotta advertise. So if you're already seeing how this could be a game changer for your goals, do me a quick favor as you guys are passing through and make sure that you hit that subscription button because the channel always is about actionable strategies for growth. And by subscribing, you become part of our extended community, which gives you the in on all of the ways to benefit you and your goals going forward. Now, let's go find those people. He said, thought I put myself in time. Well, you could have put yourself in timeout, but I didn't put you in timeout. uh, you could have. There are scenarios where you hit the pause button on your phone and you don't know that the phone is paused, and then when you hit the play button, you're behind, and you got to catch up, and then an ad hits. So, with blueprints in hand, let's begin the search. You aren't just networking anymore, you're on a mission to recruit your personal board of directors. And this personal board of directors does not have to exclusively be a unified gender. It actually could be men and women alike, young and old. You're looking for skill sets and character traits specifically. Now, do not bring your romantic partner into your business objectives because then you're going to have a shift of power. There is going to be a conflict of interest between you and your partner. And when you and your partner are working together, it is an imbalance of authority because you and your partner is against the other individuals that vote. So if there are five and one of them is your romantic partner, it's 2 to 3 already. So you want to make sure that you um, try to find five folks that are not your romantic partner that you can do this with. She can be a supportive position as your vote. She can provide you with extra information that you can provide to your group, but she should not be one of the boards, or he should not be one of the boards if you're finding your five ladies and you're trying to find your five and you don't want to bring your man into this. He gonna have to do his own thing. He gonna have to have his five and you have your five and y'all come together at 12. Okay, in two different businesses. Okay, he said, so I checked out your online store. Okay, nice, Brothers. Come spend some money. Christmas is coming. Well, yeah, I did put the store up there so that you do have the link off to the bottom of the screen there. If you click that link, it takes you to one of the stores. It takes you to at least one of the stores. There's three stores up there for the apparel. And we have the this and that cup. I have the this and that cooking apron because we in the kitchen cooking. I'm supposed to be adding to the cooking shows. There's a lot of work to do, but I don't cook every day, so it's hard to maintain that. I gotta prioritize cooking at least once a week. And then there are shirts, hoodies. Um, there are pillows, towels, baby bibs, bonnets, dog toys, dog collars, all kinds of stuff on the podcast. There's a lot of stuff there. So if you grab some, represent the channel, and I'll be notified about it. So if you grab some, they tell me, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Michael got some." They are very good for Christmas gifts. I recommend anybody in a relationship to get at least two throw pillows, if not three. And the reason being is because women like to throw stuff, and it's better for you to get a throw pillow so that she can throw something soft. Even though I don't condone violence and I believe that a woman throwing stuff at a man is abusive, I still believe that since men are willing to take that, at least don't let her throw something heavy that will break something or break you. So get you a few this and that throw pillows, put them all over the place so that when she decides to throw something at you, she can throw this, that, and everything throw pillowed between. Now, step number 3, mind your existing network. Wear your apron. I wear my apron when I'm cooking. When I do one of the cooking episodes, I wear the apron. I probably have to show me in the apron while cooking, but we're gonna get that together with some of the cooking shows because some of the cooking shows just shows the cooking. It doesn't actually show me in the kitchen doing the cooking. So I gotta put those together. So you want to start with the people you already know, but think beyond your closest friends because if your closest friends ain't been doing it, uh, no, I'm not putting on a dog collar. You can put on a dog collar and come on to the show. I'll give you a link. You can come on to the show with a dog collar in. But we're going to be looking at some of the closest friends. Now, we already know that we got some close friends that we have to curate out because they aren't benefiting us as friends in and of themselves. So, who do you respect professionally? Who do you believe have the mentality and the skill set to perform business wise. That former colleague with incredible strategic insight, that person you met at an industry conference who's building an amazing company, you want to go through your contacts and your LinkedIn connections and actively look for people who match your avatar, the character traits that you set up. Step four, you want to go where your future is. Your future five probably aren't hanging out in the same places you are now. If you want to level up, you need to go where those people gather. Now, this could be high level online communities or niche industry forums like SaaS focused Slacks groups or private subreddits, industry specific works seminars, or major conferences, paid coaching programs, or pre existing masterminds. These are great because everyone there has already proven they're willing to invest time and, in some situations, money in their own growth. So if you find five people in a group like this, they're willing to put up money to grow. You're willing to put up money to grow. If y'all collaborate together and find something that y'all are all willing to grow in, y'all can all put up money for the same thing and grow together. One of the ways that real estate becomes big, two or three guys come together, they put their money together. One is doing the deals, the other is getting the workers, the other one's selling the property. The first person who's already closed the deal is looking for a new deal so that by the time the property gets sold, they can take the money from the sale and put it on the new deal. The person that got the workers is making sure that all the workers are getting paid. And then the person that's making sure that the sale happens is setting up the next sale after the last sale just occurred. So the group is able to diversify their skill sets. Then, if you have a fourth guy that's got all the paperwork together, making sure that all the legalities are legit, those areas makes things more effective. If they run on ads, ads should be running or online. Well, you could do that too. And let's reframe networking. Most people hate it because it feels transactional, and you're not trying to get something. You're looking for collaborators for a mutually beneficial project. Your mindset shifts from what can I get to is this someone I could build something amazing with? This makes the entire process feel more authentic and purposeful. Step five, the mutual exploration. And we're going to do this in chat form. Once you spot a potential candidate, don't just send a generic want to join my mastermind email. That's like proposing on a first date. You don't want to do that. Instead, invite them to a mutual exploration chat. Frame it something like this: Hey, I'm Xander. I've been following your work at whatever their company is at, and I'm really impressed. Putting together a small, dedicated group of entrepreneurs, marketers, and other such to help each other hit our most ambitious goals. This expectation is to be done this year. Based on your expertise in whatever the skill set that you see that they have, I thought you might be a great fit. I'd love to have a quick 20-minute call to share the vision and see if it aligns with your own goals. No pressure at all, just exploring a potential fit. This is a flattering, clear, and low pressure offer. In that call, you're both interviewing each other, sharing your big purpose, and listening intently to their goals. If the vibe is right, propose a trial run. The trial run is going to be of one or two meetings to check the group chemistry before anyone makes a long term commitment. Once you have your founding members, the final step is creating a structure. A lack of structure is the number one killer of a mastermind group. Step number six, you want to set the Candace and commitment because consistency is everything. Decide on meeting frequencies and stick to it. Weekly or bi weekly is usually the best. Each meeting should be a non negotiable appointment in everyone's calendar. Aim for 60 to 90 minutes, long enough for depth, short enough to stay laser focused. I would assume that you would want to give 20 to 25 minutes for each person. So if you've got people and each person is going to get 25 minutes, you're looking at about 125 minutes, which is about an hour and a half. So 90 minutes, 95 minutes, that makes a little bit of sense. Everybody has an equal period of time to communicate. Step number 7, the mastermind meeting agenda. Every meeting needs an agenda. A proven format is the hot seat model. The wins get 10 minutes. Each person will share a quick professional win. This starts the meeting with positive energy and momentum. Accountability gets 10 minutes. A quick roundtable where each person reports on the commitment they made last meeting. I said I'd A/B test our landing page and the new version increased conversions by 15%. Here's the data, right? The hot seat, 40 to 60 minutes. This is the core of the meeting. One member gets the floor to present their biggest challenge or opportunity. The rest of the group first asks clarifying questions, then brainstorm solutions, offers perspectives, and share resources. The person in the hot seat just listened and takes notes, absorbing the collective intelligence. Commitments, 10 more minutes. The person from the hot seat declares their single most important next action step. Then everyone else makes one clear, specific comment or commitment for the week. And that's going into the upcoming week. Then step 8, the group constitution to make it official. You want to create a simple one-page document outlining the rules. This constitution should include the group's big purpose, the meeting schedule, and attendance policies. One missed meeting per quarter, other such things. And this is to hold people accountable and say, hey, man, you agreed that you weren't going to be missing every month, right? The rules of 100% confidentiality. What's said in the group stays in the group. We say that, and then somebody decides to confess a murder. It's like, bro, don't talk to us about anything that we will have an ethical issue with. Because what is said in the group is supposed to stay in the group. But this will nevertheless build the bedrock of trust. The process for adding new members for someone to exit the group gracefully is a work in progress. You complete this path. The simple document solidifies the commitment and prevents future misunderstandings. Non disclosure agreements. Upon coming into this business, because everything is supposed to be strictly confidential, you want to have a detailed non disclosure agreement. Nothing that we discuss in these meetings can be discussed outside of these meetings, not even with each other. We must agree upon uniformly and sign off on disclosing confidential information to outside sources. This protects the group. If somebody decides to quit, they have an NDA. If they take any information from the group and use it somewhere else, whether they're talking trash about you or they're trying to ruin your company or whatever the case may be, or if they're just passing information along. At the end of the day, if they violated the NDA, you can take legal action against them for taking the confidential information out of the group and bringing it somewhere else. This will prevent future misunderstandings, and this will turn a casual chat group into a high performance team. This isn't just a modern business hack, it's a proven historical pattern. So when you look behind some of the greatest achievements in business, art, and science, you often find a small dedicated circle at the very top. Think of the Inklings, a group of writers who met weekly at Oxford in the 1930s and 40s. This circle included C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. They met to read their works in progress aloud and give each other frank, something, sometimes brutal, frank feedback. I'm gonna say the best way to put that is that they would, try to provide direct feedback, and sometimes that direct feedback was pretty brutal. And it was in this small, trusted group that early drafts of The Lord of the Rings and the Chronicles of Narnia were first heard and refined. Tolkien later admitted that it was only through Lewis's constant encouragement that he was able to complete the epic sagas. The Inklings weren't just a book club. They were a creative incubator where world changing products were pressure tested and perfected. Or consider the vagabonds: Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone, y'all know about Firestone tires, and John Burroughs. These titans of American industry and thought took annual summer camping trips together. Far from their corporate empires, they would debate everything from business and politics to future of technology. It wasn't just a vacation, it was a mobile mastermind for the most powerful CEOs of their time, a peer-to-peer advisory board that helped shape the 20th century. A more modern example is the PayPal mafia. And this term describes the founders and early employees of PayPal who, after the company was sold to eBay, went on to found or fund a staggering number of iconic tech companies. The ground includes Elon Musk with Tesla's SpaceX, Reid Hoffman with LinkedIn, Peter Thiel with Palantir, and the founders of YouTube and Yelp. The intense, high stakes environments at early PayPal forged incredibly strong bonds of trust and camaraderie. After they left, they continued to invest in advice and support one another's projects, creating a powerful network that fundamentally shaped Silicon Valley. Their shared history became a platform for multiple success and exponentially multiplying the multiple areas of success. But it doesn't have to be famous people. Imagine Sarah, a freelance marketing consultant stuck at $100,000 revenue plateau. She joins a mastermind with a SaaS founder, a financial planner, a leadership coach, all in one group. In her hot seat session, she confesses her fears of hiring her first employee. The founder shares his playbook for hiring and delegating. The financial planner helps her model the cost of hiring new employees. The coach role plays the difficult conversions with bringing in those new employees. Fueled by the accountability and expertise of her group, Sarah hires a virtual assistant, then a project manager, and transforms her freelance practice into a thriving agency that breaks 500,000 in revenue a year later. That is the power of a small group. We started with the image of a solo grind, that lonely, exhausting push of a boulder up a hill. We've seen that for centuries, the smartest and most successful people have rejected that model from day one. From Benjamin Franklin, uh, Junto, his Junto Club, a group of artisans, a tradesmen whose decisions led to the founding of libraries and universities, to the Inklings who created new worlds, to the PayPal mafia who built our digital future. The story is the same. Explosive growth is not a solo sport. The power is in a small, dedicated, and intentionally designed circle, a group that provides the clear communication to move fast, the radical accountability to follow through, the mutual support to stay resilient, and the psychological safety to be authentic is paramount. In a world of accelerating change, your inner circle isn't a nice to have, it's your single greatest strategic asset. The great myth of our time is that you have to do it all alone. The truth is that you can't, and you don't have to. The choice to build your circle is the choice to stop pushing the boulder and start building a rocket. You have the blueprint, you know why, and you know how. The only question left now is, will you do it? To help you get started right away, make sure that you guys like and subscribe, utilize those memberships, and then reach out to me, which will include mastermind launch kits, where we'll be able to talk to you guys about uh, the templates for your group's constitution and printable agendas for your first hot seat meetings. It's completely free. Well, not completely free. After you jump into the membership, it'll be completely free. And it's the first step to turning this knowledge into action. So go ahead and check out the membership and we can get started today. Now, with all of the stuff that I've been giving you guys throughout tonight's show, you guys have all the information that you need to be more successful than what you were. So, what I'm going to start with saying is, ladies, as long as the situation doesn't make sense, I'm going to keep asking you, ladies, to make it make sense. So, ladies, please make it make sense. And, fellas, if you exercise this information to make yourselves higher value men, you should be able to proactively enforce this information to benefit your business life as well as your personal life. But it requires you to proactively put in the effort that you need to succeed. Now, ladies, the information that we're giving you, even though we are a male driven podcast from the male's perspective, is not exclusive to the men. We provide you with this information to help you become higher value women as well. So you ladies can put forth the effort that you need to change the things that you don't like in your life that you are in control of. And then use the rest of your energy to navigate around the things that you are not in control of. 2025 should be the last year of struggle. 2026 going forward should be abundance and success. But it requires you to take the first step and try new things. Look up the unorthodox. Do something different next year than what you did last year. Change. That's what we're looking for. With that being said, I want to thank you guys for coming to tonight's show. I'm your host, Xander. Thank you for coming to This and That, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between. And I will see you guys tomorrow.
Higher ground. Used to chase validation, now I validate myself. Building inner strength, putting doubt upon the shelf. No more unnecessary drama, no more wasted time. Climbing higher, constantly making my own climb. Standing on higher ground where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds, raising the bar, breaking ground. My network is my net worth. Choose your company wise. Surround yourself with eagles, not with sheep in disguise. Every interaction is a reflection of my brand. Quality over quantity, that's my personal command. I'm not landing on higher ground where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds, raising the bar, breaking ground. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield to mediocrity and chaos. I will never I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield to mediocrity and chaos. I will never yield.